The first trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth dropped today, and it looks kind of amazing, and I really want to talk about it. I am a total dinosaur geek. I have been pretty much since I was a toddler, and I love the Jurassic Park films. Yes, even the sequels, including certain aspects of the Jurassic World stuff. I mean, Dominion was the absolute weakest one, but anyway, that no longer matters because Rebirth is a fresh new start. All the previous films are still canon, obviously. It's just following a new group of characters taking place roughly 5 years after Dominion. No more Chris Pratt or Bryce Dallas Howard. Now we have Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. They're on a fetch quest to yet another island full of dinosaurs, gathering DNA samples from the largest species from land, sea, and air. Directed by Gareth Edwards, who did Godzilla 2014, Rogue One, and The Creator, and written by David Koepp, the same writer of the first two Jurassic Park films. Honestly, it's got me pretty excited. I'm glad it's all new characters, and the cast looks pretty solid from what we can see. Scarlett Johansson has apparently wanted to do a Jurassic movie for a long time, so we can probably expect her to be sorta awesome in this. She plays a mercenary, so her character will be badass. It's just a shame that she's not a redhead in this movie, because then it would be the closest thing to a Dino Crisis adaptation as we can hope for. I'm really looking forward to Jonathan Bailey, too. He's a bumbling nerd and the team's dinosaur expert for the mission. He seems really out of his element, which should be pretty funny. And Mahershala Ali looks like he's having a blast. No question he's going to be the best human character of this whole film, and probably will deliver the most memorable performance. But more than anything, what's got me going nuts are the dinosaurs. They look absolutely fantastic. Oh my god. We have this gorgeous T-Rex, a Quetzalcoatlus that doesn't exactly resemble a Quetz, but maybe it's a genetic accident, who knows. Raptors are here, obviously, a Dilophosaurus, a more scientifically accurate looking mosasaur than what we had in the last three films, and the biggest surprise was the Spinosaurus. 3 Spinosauruses, and they look way different from the one in Jurassic Park 3. They look a little closer to how modern paleontology understands the animal. Plus, they're swimming all over, which is cool to see. Apparently, the creatures on this island are not the ones that escaped from Nublar at the end of Fallen Kingdom. Like, they're not the ones we see free-roaming in Dominion, either. It's implied in the trailer that they're some of InGen's earliest creations in their efforts to get their cloning process to work. The island is explained to be the original research facility for Jurassic Park from 30 plus years before. So every animal we see is the result of trial and error, not deemed fit for the park, and also way more dangerous, apparently. Which would explain this fucking thing. This lab accident, this genetic mistake, this mutant abomination. Apparently it's the big bad of the film? I think he looks horrifying, but I've already seen a lot of people upset that there's another genetic monster dinosaur creature. People didn't like the Indominus Rex, people didn't like the Indoraptor, which is fair, but this thing? This isn't a hybrid made on purpose. This dude was not supposed to exist. He's a mistake. And it makes sense that the first attempt at cloning an extinct creature, using frog DNA to fill in the gaps of the code, it makes sense that it would result in something incorrect like this. And who knows, maybe some of these more accurate-looking specimens were seen as incorrect because the scientists were expecting them to look how they understood dinosaurs back in the 80s and 90s. We thought Spinosaurus was a more traditional theropod, now we understand it's damn near quadrupedal and very much aquatic. InGen probably looked at them and said, "Oh, well, we fucked up that batch, let's try again, this time a little more two-legged." And yet the Dilophosaurus with the frills and the venom spit was perfectly acceptable. I'm hoping that one gets explained. Also, about this island, this is like the third time the movies have revealed the original secret research facility. I mean, The Lost World was like, oh, you thought Isla Nublar was where we made all the dinosaurs? Nope, Site B, Isla Sorna was our factory floor. All the magic happened there. And then Fallen Kingdom in 2018 was like, nope, actually, the Lockwood Estate, this big mansion in California, that's where the science of Jurassic Park was invented. And now Rebirth is like, oh, but wait, this super secret research facility, this is the one. How many did they need? I guess if you want to be persnickety about continuity, the idea is the science was developed in the Lockwood Estate. This island is where they tried perfecting the cloning process, which explains the abomination. Isla Sorna was the factory floor where they bred the dinos for the park, and Nublar was supposed to be the main park for the tourists and whatever. I hope if they make another sequel, they show another super secret lab from 30 years ago. Really overcomplicate things. Anyway, one last thing I want to say, the visual effects already appear way better than they have been for the previous Jurassic World movies, and I didn't even think they were that bad. I think a big part of it is how the VFX shots are framed. I know it's too early to judge for the whole movie, but if we can go off this trailer for a second, it's just so much more interesting to look at, so much more awe-inspiring than the first Jurassic World and especially Dominion. Fallen Kingdom, I will say, was the best looking of that first trilogy, but now we have a director way more visually talented than Colin Trevorrow behind the camera. It helps that director Gareth Edwards is a visual effects guy first and foremost. I mean, the one great thing about each of his films, even the ones I don't like, which is most of them, they were all technical masterpieces of filmmaking. I mean it. Well, not so much the CGI Tarkin from Rogue One, but whatever. Everything else is so nicely done, more than most other films being made currently. If nothing else, if the script by David Koepp is just terrible, then Rebirth is guaranteed to at least be one of the best looking films of 2025. I'm sure Koepp's script will be fine, and I have faith in Gareth Edwards as far as making visually stunning blockbusters, but Edwards is also my biggest area of concern. He can make movies look amazing, but consistently, across the board, his characters are ass. His debut from 2010, Monsters, nice VFX work for an independent film, but holy fuck, I didn't like the lead characters. Godzilla 2014, he kills off Bryan Cranston, the best actor and the best character, within the first 45 minutes, and we're left with Aaron Taylor Johnson playing a piece of cardboard, and a relatively uninteresting supporting cast. Rogue One, in a movie where all the characters are supposed to die at the end, and we're supposed to care about them and feel sad, I only cared about K2SO, the robot, and I think he's the only character whose name I even fucking remember. He gave me no reason to be invested in anyone else. The Creator from 2023. I believe it's the best looking sci-fi of that year, but I just couldn't get into the people it follows, or the story all that much, and I wanted to. I have yet to be convinced this man knows how to direct characters. He doesn't write the scripts, but he still has a lot of control over what happens. I like what I've seen of the characters in Jurassic World Rebirth. I am still excited for it, but I am hoping against hope that Gareth Edwards steps up his game. I hope Koepp's script is good enough and that the cast is great enough to shine through in Gareth Edwards' biggest weak spot as a filmmaker. Pray to fucking God. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about Jurassic World Rebirth, its first trailer. Did you see it? Do you think it looks good? Do you think Gareth Edwards is gonna get his shit together? Let me know in the comments if you feel like it. You don't have to. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.